We're back to haunt your nightmares. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another jam-packed edition of The End of the Night. I am your host, David Lee Madison. And of course, this wonderful human being right here is Mr. Joe Ridgely. How are you, Joe?
I am excellent. How are you, David?
I'm doing well. And I want to, as I start off every show, hi, Luciana. Hi, Libby. As I start off every show, Emmett, my dear friend Emmett, literally left my house like an hour ago so that I could catch a power nap to do the show because I literally was at the dinner table like this, falling asleep as he was trying to talk with me, which makes me a really bad friend. So I apologize, Emmett. This wonderful show, as all of our shows are brought to you by one of the top resources for independent filmmakers. If you have an independent film and you want to get it out on several platforms and you want people to see your work, reach out to Film Hub. Film Hub is an amazing resource, a great company. They have 4 of my films now, and I couldn't be happier with how they're handling them. So reach out to Film Hub. And you, Mr. Ridgely, I'm sure you have a little note you want to pass.
A little plug, absolutely. Everybody asks how our streams look professional and how we make them so fun. That would be StreamYard. Head over to StreamYard if you like what we do and try their free trial. I guarantee you'll love it.
Yes. And what's that wonderful little venture that your wife and daughter are working on?
Oh, that would be Hearts of the Mystic Folk. Oh my God. I'm so proud of these girls. We've just been so busy right now that I haven't been able to get anything up on here. They've got a new website for their scented waxes, their wickless candles, and their room non-aerosol sprays. All 100% natural. They're just friggin' knocking it out of the park.
Yes, and they are fantastic. I actually purchased some, and I know my wife's about to put in a new order so my daughter could take some to college. They're absolutely. What does she want to eat?
She wants to eat the wax.
Oh, the wax melts. Okay, got excited for a minute. With college coming up, she wanted to order some. So, Joe, things are crazy in the Madison household. Not only am I editing and finishing up Full Moon Fever, my new werewolf picture, I'm writing another film. So I'm excited about that. But also, oh, thank you. There's, look at me. I'm like, wow, that's a moon. I've never seen one of those before. And yeah, I'm super excited about that. But only one more show between now and when my daughter leaves for college. So for all of September and October, I'm going to be a sad Dave because I don't know how I'm going to handle it. And we also, well, let's just remind everybody, this Halloween night, the horror event of the entire year is happening right here on this very show. We are going to have so many of the legendary horror icons on this one show, on this one event. Well, actually, it's a 2-part event. It starts on October 31st, and I guess the next part 2 would be on November 6th if I can do math properly. Well, I guess it would be November 7th. I guess I can't do math properly. So, we're going to have a never-before-heard, unearthed interview with none other than the legendary Vincent Price, probably one of the biggest stars in the history of filmmaking, in the history of all of pop culture, and certainly, if not the biggest star of all horror, and the Prince of Darkness himself, Vincent Price. You'll hear his wonderful voice in an interview that's never been heard before, right here on this program, October 31st, with a whole bunch of horror icons talking about the proceedings as occur. It's going to be kind of like just a wonderful giant Halloween party that we all get to be a part of. So I'm excited about that. So tonight's show, I was sitting around and I see Mr. Ridgely is working really, really hard on making the Indie Escape a wonderful platform, just like he did on previous platforms. He's building the whole thing up from scratch again. And he's really just, his passion, as somebody who knows him, his passion is to give a voice to people out there and to expand their love of arts and genres and things that they do well. And I was like, I see Joe's working so hard on the Indie Escape, and he has so many wonderful hosts coming on. I said to myself, let's just have a big host party, and so we can introduce a lot of these folks to people out there, and they could tell a little bit about what they plan on their shows being. And I just thought it was kind of a cool idea. What do you think, Joe?
I agree 100%. Thank you, everybody. David, you were around with the first endeavor with, I'm not going to say the name, but so you came immediately over to the Indie Escape once I started discussing it. Thank you very much. And David has a flagship show Friday nights, and he always will.
Sunday nights.
Did I say Friday nights? I really did, didn't I? Jesus. Remember what else I said I was going to say that I shouldn't say?
That's quite all right. That's quite. You know what's so funny? Let me pull back the curtain here. Okay. We are on Sunday nights because Mr. Joe Ridgely requested that we go on Sunday nights, and now he's the one who's saying that we're on Friday nights. Think about that for a minute.
Yeah, let that stew.
You know what? I was just like, I don't care when we do the show. My show is all about all of us getting together, shooting a shit, having some fun, and spreading some love in the arts and just learning from each other. And Joe's really a wonderful producer and just a great guy. And he's always, he's uptight about things because he wants things to go well. He's a perfectionist and he's really good at what he does. And I was like, he's like, when do you want to do your show? I was like, oh, let's just keep it on Friday nights. And he's like, but I work and I get home late and blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, what night do you want it? He's like, Sundays would be really good. And I was like, okay. So here we are on Sundays. And Joe's like, watch us every Friday night. And I was just like,
okay. Did I mention I just got home from work?
No, I know. You're getting home from work. You're buying a new house. You got all this stuff going on. I get it.
I do. Anyway, David will always have a home on Sunday nights. He was the first flagship show to agree to be on the Indie Escape. You could always find his episodes not only on David Lee Madison's The End of the Night Facebook page, but on the Indie Escape Facebook page, and then archived on the Indie Escape YouTube channel.
Yes. And just know that this historic event that's happening on Halloween night will be on the Indie Escape Facebook page, and also on it's not Tech Thief Next anymore, is it?
Nope, we're now the
Indie Escape YouTube page. It's going to be on David Lee Madison's The End of the Night page, and you might be watching it on a major streaming channel too, which we'll announce hopefully in the next week or two. So I'm totally taking your Friday. Oh, okay, you could have my. Go ahead. We kept it nice and warm for you. So what do you think of my haircut, Joe?
Oh, which one was cut? No, I'm kidding. Right, it looks great.
Oh, it looks great.
What do you think of mine?
I like it.
Yeah.
You look very swank, very swank. Before I go any further, a long-time contributor to every show that we've done, and just a great, great guy. I wanted to call him on, and if he's in the green room, everybody knows him and loves him. He's a part of the family. He's a part of the End of the Night family. He's a party of the Indie Escape family. He's just a wonderful, wonderful guy, and I just wanted to bring him on and say hello to him for a minute. Is Mr. Sean Smithson with us?
He is.
Can you put him on?
Oh, well, I can. I thought you were going to do that whoop-de-doo
Well,
thing.
ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I just gave him a 10-minute build-up, Joe.
Hey guys, thank you for
Ladies
that.
and gentlemen, Mr. Sean Smith. Sean, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. And the reason why, I know he's an extraordinarily busy guy, but he's really, really just wonderful. He's been on our shows in the past, and the reason why is that Mr. Smithson is an incredibly talented man. And he was kind enough to send me this beautiful wood gray. What do you call these? Laser engraved?
Yeah, laser engraved.
Laser engraved piece of wood of me and my daughter when she was just an infant. I sent him the picture, and now she's going to college. And this piece actually means the very world to us. It's found a place on our mantelpiece. And now that she's going off to college and she's not going to be home, this big old sad sap is going to look at this. Oh, look how wonderful that shows, and have her in my thoughts, and every night I'll be super excited to have her literally in the living room with me. So Sean, you're wonderful. Oh, there you go. Your work speaks for itself. I wanted to bring you on for just a moment so that you could tell people. I don't know. Do you do this? Like, do you take orders and stuff from people?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. I wanted you to come on and tell everybody out there, because then when I tell you how absolutely gorgeous it is, when you have what a wonderful keepsake it is, and how unbelievably well made, and it's just fantastic. If you want to get somebody something for Christmas or this holiday season, or if you want to have a memory preserved with a loved one forever, or if you have a film that you want a logo on, I can't tell you enough about just how wonderful this is and how much I'm going to prize it for the rest of my life. Sean, tell folks how they could reach out to you to hire you to have you make them one.
Just hit me up. You can on Smithson Creations Handcrafted Woodworking on Facebook, or just hit me up on my personal page at Sean Smithson, and just send me a message. And some projects I might need to talk to you in person, or not in person, but over like a video call or something like that, to make sure to get everything right. So, because you lose stuff in text sometimes. But yeah, I'm expanding what I can do. There's a new project that I'm going to start doing. But I learned last night that it's a little bit more difficult than I thought. So I'm going to be learning that this week.
Absolutely.
And,
awesome.
But I can try and do anything. I'll never say no until I know that I can't do it.
Well, again, I will cherish it forever. And I'm not being a facetious prick. I'm being deadly honest. It's absolutely gorgeous. He captured
it.
I don't like it. I love it. He captured a moment in time of this is literally many people don't know my daughter was born one of the smallest preemies that ever survived, and this is right around the time she got home. It was one of the very first pictures we got together, and I will cherish this forever because it means the world to me. And Mr. Smithson, please take a look in your mail, because I'm going to be sending something out as a thank you to you tomorrow for such a wonderful and generous piece of artwork. Again, Sean Smithson, reach out to him on his viral media if you want to get a wonderful laser wood engraving like that. Again, Sean, thank you, my friend.
And thank you for having me on.
Always. And thank you. You know, you're always welcome on the end of the night.
Thank you.
It's great seeing
Thank
you,
you,
brother.
Joe.
Good night,
All right,
Sean.
You too. All right,
Thank you,
night.
pal. Well, he's just a wonderful guy. Thank you. All right, without further ado, is Grunkle Scott in the green room?
He is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the star of Clerks and Vulgar and that wreck of a film, Wit's End, the ever so talented and of the upcoming Clerks 3. He might be in it. I'm not sure. This rumor has it. The super lovely, the super talented, our co-host with the most, Mr. Scott Schiaffo.
Hey, how
What's up,
are
brother?
you? Thank you for that very kind intro.
What do you think of this bad boy? Isn't that beautiful?
That really is. His work is amazing. He actually sent something to my buddy Scott Meaney that is part of is something for me, but I didn't get it in my possession yet. But I saw a picture of it, and it just looks amazing. His work is amazing.
He really is, and it was incredibly thoughtful. And when somebody sends you something that literally is going to be a part of like your family's, fabric, it really means a lot. So, Sean, thank you again. That's absolutely wonderful, Mr. Schiaffo. Tonight on this very show, we're going to meet and greet a whole bunch of other show hosts. So they're probably going to be much better at this than we are. So we should probably be worried. And you know what, Joe, I'm going to let you kind of be the master of ceremonies tonight because, I mean, you're the grand poobah of the Indie Escape. And you have a great relationship with these guys. So as you want to bring them on, you just pop them on.
Well, I appreciate that. And trust me, I'm just steering the ship. Everybody is doing friggin' phenomenal. I'm going to put John Dugan on the spot once he gets on here, but hey, that's beside the point. First, I'm going to bring Mick and Kurt up and then immediately following John. So let's see. Without further ado, Mr. Mick Strawn and Mr. Kurt Thomas.
Hey!
Oh,
Hey guys.
What is happening, gentlemen?
Make a shaking.
hello. Wasn't I just here recently? I remember the guy in the cave, and I remember the guy in the cave, and the guy with the trimmed beard, and you know what? If you let it go, you can get this kind of beauty.
I think I'm going to try to avoid the homeless guy look, so I'm going to kind of just go with this for now.
Ouch! Kurt,
No, Joe.
Spot
I think
on,
he was
man.
referring to me.
Now you got the Jesus look.
Oh yeah, that's right. You know,
Hello, gentlemen.
very
Now,
low rent fat Jesus.
Well,
Now-
Mick,
now-
just let me know when we need to put our hair down.
Yeah.
please forgive me because I don't know. Joe hasn't really. I don't know. Are you guys doing a show together?
Mick and Kurt do the Dream Warrior review.
Okay.
It's been out for how many years?
Oh god.
3. I think it's
3.
it's
actually like
been
300 something episode.
Yeah,
episode
we're
320 or something around there.
God, we got more episodes than Common Sense.
Yes. Well, obviously we don't have any common sense. We're doing this
Well,
show.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
So I reached out to these two guys and said, hey, we're starting the Indie Escape. You kind of know what the other platform was. We're trying to repeat that kind of, but a little more.
Never repeat. Never repeat. God
Never
damn it.
repeat. You're right. Never repeat. Always better.
Always better.
Yes.
It's like these people that do the fan films, right? You can do a fan film, but there is no reason to do 2 fan films. No. I mean, you don't do the second fan film. You do an original film. See what I'm saying?
Well,
See?
to give you an idea, it's kind of like jumping from the Titanic to the Lusitania. So welcome aboard.
Oh, we
Can
love
I
Joe.
ask, let me
gotta
ask,
give Joe
the
some
show,
credit
is the show, the crux of it, is it the Kruger franchise? Is that where the name comes from?
Not really. You know, basically the two of us, we watch a movie and then we review it. And it can be almost just any dumbass.
Yep. Schizophrenics
I mean,
on crack. Pick our shows, basically.
That's
Oh,
right.
Can you guys briefly describe your backgrounds for those who don't know?
Oh, Kurt?
Oh, well, I was going to give you an opportunity because you love talking about yourself, but
Hurry up. I got to get John on here before he gets to a second drink.
I'm fairly new to the film world, but I've been lucky enough to work on a couple projects, and my background's mostly TV and radio. So Mick was like, "Hey, I want to do a podcast," and I was like, "I don't know how to do that, but how about tomorrow?"
That's it.
So we
That
started
is
doing
pretty
it.
much exactly how it went. I think it started with the two of us in the car. and got worse from there.
Yeah.
That's
We're
not to say that it has not gotten any better.
We were talking about a movie we just watched, and we're like, "Damn, we're interesting. We should
Damn.
record this."
Damn.
But it's
And,
not, as far as the Nightmare on Elm Street affiliation, Mick had something to do with a couple of those movies.
I was the production designer on Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
I also kind of came in and built the Critters Town, and I designed effects on Blade. Remember the blood shower? Well, I don't either, but they keep telling me I was the one that did it.
Wow.
And he did that little Corbin Fantastic
Oh, the
Four.
Fantastic Four thing. That was my look. That was as ugly as it was, and we did it before superhero films became superhero films.
And it actually followed the story a whole lot better than some of these.
This is what I said. I thought it followed the story better, and I thought it looked kind of more like a comic book, than the ones that came later. But that's because they only had ink, and that's about all we had.
Okay, so these two gentlemen are going to have a show on the Indie Escape on Thursday nights. It's going to be pre-recorded. It'll show up on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. So be sure to look out for that. It's going to be very exciting. I got to bring Dugan on here. Where'd he go? He's somewhere around here.
Well, have you guys done an episode on the recent film? Oh God, I can't. What's that movie I've been batshit crazy about lately?
One word title, right?
Yeah.
Is it this one?
No, don't put that up, because if they do that, they're gonna rip me a new asshole, and I have enough asshole for 8 nations. Spontaneous.
You're
Spontaneous.
just trying to be embarrassing, aren't you?
Did you see Did you guys do an episode on the movie Spontaneous?
No, have not done one on Spontaneous yet.
You guys have to watch that film, because it's actually probably my favorite film of the last 25 years. And everybody I tell to watch that film, they really, really, all kidding aside, it's a hidden gem. Yeah, give Spontaneous a try. It Catherine Langford, I don't know if you guys know who she is, and Christopher Plummer's, I think his name is Charlie Plummer. Christopher Plummer's grandson star in a movie called Spontaneous. It's on Amazon. And it's just really, really just a wonderful, wonderful film that for some reason, no matter what anybody does, it can't seem to grow the legs it deserves. So maybe if you guys show it a little love, you guys may watch it and say Dave's a moron and it's a steaming piece of shit. But
It's a horror comedy. It's a newer movie.
Well, our review, we usually do a review, and then sometimes I tell a story about 35 years and doing horror films and adventure films and designing effects and that kind of stuff. And
yeah, it's awesome to hear behind the scenes stuff. It's pretty cool mixed in there, and every once in a while we'll have a guest on the show. So
and Kurt actually,
who knows?
And Kurt actually sounds like somebody who should be on radio,
right?
Yeah.
I don't. I kind of. I kind of sound like it's like every 5 or 6 sentences. It kind of sounds like I have to pull the dick back out of my mouth, but it's an entirely different thing. I'm sorry. Can we swear here?
Absolutely.
No.
Oh,
it's like doing a show with a mouse. It's like squeak, squeak, squeak.
Yeah, I mean, look at Kurt. He's all professional, earphones, and everything.
I stole these.
Black.
Yeah.
For this purpose.
All right, I'm bringing Dugan up. Everybody, without further ado, Mr. John Dugan.
Hey! Fuck you, Joe, and fuck you, Mick.
Dugan.
And by the way, Madison, who was it said that
what's
movie?
That fucking smell?
I think you were thinking about bright lights and big titties. Were that you?
Yes, yeah.
Somebody reviewed.
It was either that or a Latin crotch rockets. I'm not sure. It's one of those two.
John, do me a favor. Jesus.
So
exit right.
I have to try. I have to
What do I have
trundle
to do?
I have to trundle that motherfucker into a car on Friday and drive him out to Knoxville, right?
You don't have to.
What's going on?
I could hitchhike.
Yeah.
Or I could drive my 1979 Chevy C10 that gets 10 miles to the gallon all the way to motherfucking Knoxville.
So we're gonna load into my Sonata, and it's gonna get ugly.
Hey, Mick, listen, man. Hey, Mick, I'll take care of you. You know, I lost all my lower teeth to cancer. You know.
Woo-hoo! Oh!
You know,
It's that hitchhiker promise.
Yes, that's right.
I only have one question. Are all you
grass? It's grass, or Dugan.
Are all you guys plugged
What?
into the same Atari 2600, or do you all have separate ones?
No.
I only played the ones you put quarters in. But I did have a Nintendo and learned how you can stay up all night when you have to go to work in the morning playing a video game.
My kids used to take the Nintendo 64 and they'd take in GoldenEye, right? And I would go and play them, and I would be bouncing against the wall, and they'd come around the corner, and all I ever saw of that game was me going bang, 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 and then the screen going red. All I ever saw of that fucking game.
All right, I got to take over for a minute because I promised Kurt that I'd have Mick and Kurt off by 10:30. Otherwise, he was gonna do
fuck
evil
them!
things to me.
Let them stick around for a while. I just got on. Don't throw them out.
Hey, dude,
I'm not throwing. I just.
wait, you know what? We're leaving the glamour up to you. It's all yours, brother.
And Mick has a bedtime. He has to get to bed, you know.
Oh shit!
Yeah, because
You're
he's
leaving?
like 60 something now.
Well, welcome to the
Don't
Indie
do
Escape,
that
gentlemen. I'm glad to share this wonderful platform with you guys. And
So, John,
I'm glad to see I'm glad to see I'm not the only train wreck on here.
No.
now.
Hey, Madison.
Yes.
Madison. Originally has been bugging me for like 3 weeks to join the gang. I mean, I've always been a member of you guys, but to actually do a show. But I'm like, well, woo, it sounds scary.
Well, you and
But
Dick doing a
I've
show
been trying.
together would be good.
I've been trying to think of a format for it, and I started thinking about my old partner that I attended a bar with in Chicago in the fucking 80s, you know. And Bo, he's no longer with on this earth anymore. But it was when like cooking shows were getting real popular. I said, you know what? I'd like to have a drinking show, like a drinking talk show called Drinking with Dugan. Hey, originally I'm fucking serious, man. And it's like, okay, tonight we're drinking rum.
So are these 5-minute episodes, or?
And well, I don't know. Originally, you're the boss here, aren't you?
I just play one on
tonight.
TV.
You know, tonight we'll be drinking drinks with rum in it, or we'll be drinking beer or whatever.
I'm not responsible for buying the drinks.
And no, bear with me here. Fuck you, Mick. Shut up.
I didn't say a thing yet. I thought it.
That wasn't you?
No, not yet. That was Joe. Yeah, there.
Hey,
exactly.
Look. Hey, check out my fingernails.
Yeah, what
Nail
happened?
polish.
Oh, I just got home
off the shoot.
from shooting a horror. I just got home from shooting a horror movie in Nevada, like
sweet.
2 days
The
ago.
macabre. There you go. You're doing an indie thing here, right? Okay. He just shot the macabre in San Francisco, right?
No, I just shot
No.
the macabre.
So Las Vegas, right?
Vegas, yeah.
Yeah.
And I found, Mick! I'm such an idiot, but I discovered that I can put $2 and play 25 cent blackjack for 2 hours.
Ladies and gentlemen, the film life.
And drink like $35 worth of imported beer
There it is.
for free.
Exactly. Tell me
Okay.
that John Dugan hasn't gotten John Dugan's world figured out.
All right, so
Hey,
guys,
John,
I need to bring
What?
up. That's me. Hello.
What? I know I can see you. What?
I gotta go, my friend. I will see you on Friday, okay?
Can you hold on one second for me to
don't
bring
have
two crew members
to
up?
go. What the
Just-
hell
No,
can you possibly have to do in Gallatin, fucking Tennessee at 9:31?
Bring them up anyway.
Sabbath. I know. You have to go back to your, I know. You have to go back to your third. You have to go back to your third, like Bible study or something.
Wait, listen.
Whoa.
I have to go take care of my dog, if you know what I mean.
We've turned into
Fair
the
enough.
demented Brady Bunch all of a sudden.
I call mine that too.
That means you're Alice, Mick.
That's right.
Pretty accurate.
Mick and Kurt, we will see you guys soon.
Okay.
Welcome
Thanks for
aboard,
having us,
guys. It's
man.
a pleasure meeting you, Kurt.
Bye,
Nice meeting
guys.
you guys.
Oh God
Thanks,
damn
guys.
it!
Oh, no, not again.
No, he's showing us a dick shot.
We'll
Quick,
see you,
cut him
Mick.
off.
I love you, Missy. I'll see you on Friday.
See ya.
I love that
Thanks,
fucking
man.
asshole.
So, do you want to do the
Oh, shit.
introductions, Joe?
We lost somebody.
Well, where'd John go? John, I need you over here in this corner. I can see you better over there.
I don't know. I'm right. I'm over here.
You know, Jaysen, you are literally
I don't know. I
morphing
don't know.
into that rock star who sings that, "Hey now, Chicama." What's that stuff?
John, I need you over here in this corner.
Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
No, nobody knows what you're talking
Smash
about.
Mouth.
Talking about a rock star, he kind of looks a little bit like Chris Robinson.
Smash Mouth, baby.
Chris Robinson,
Thank you. What's the band, Scott?
Black Crows.
You're
All
turning
right,
into
so-
the Black Crows, dude.
So,
You never heard that one before.
What you said that Hey Nani Nani was supposed to be the Black Crows? I'm very confused.
Yeah, no.
I don't know
I'm
that
saying
song
Black
very
Crows.
well.
I don't know if you're thinking the same thing, but you do look a little bit like Chris Robinson.
I'm stuck in 1985. I'm listening to the Huey Lewis in my headphones, so don't listen to me. What the hell do I know? Joe, take over. This is crashing and burning quickly.
It is, and it won't though, because this is fantastic. So as you guys heard that, well, kind of fantastic. But John, where'd the hell John go?
I scared him away.
We don't have enough time to get into that, dude.
Well, I
Let's
don't know if you
introduce
guys,
these beautiful dudes here.
right? I
Yes.
have to let my hair down soon.
Because that's why people go to
Yeah.
YouTube is for beautiful dudes.
Dude,
And kittens.
Yeah, I got nothing for either of that.
come on, I want to learn about these awesome cats. Let's go.
Oh, John's back, sort of. I think. Nope, he's gone. Fuck him.
There
All
he
right.
goes.
Oh, he's back.
All right, John's back. So
He's
as
very
you guys
animal.
heard earlier, John is contemplating on having a show here on the Indie Escape. It may involve drinking, so we're a little concerned about his liver, but we'll see what happens. John, are you there? Or are you frozen? I think John's frozen. All right.
We're let it go.
Very still.
So
Somebody wake up John.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go around the room and we're going to let everybody introduce themselves and how they are planning on participating in the Indie Escape, if we don't mind. And Lord Pink Jesus, do you mind?
What? What am I starting off like? What I did on my
You were
summer
the first in
vacation?
line
My
there,
turn on,
then
turn
everything
off,
else
scale like that. I honestly have no idea why I'm here. Joe used to call me up late at night on a Friday night and ask me to talk to people and complete strangers, and we fell in love after that, and it's been
It was
ever
love at
since.
first sight. It really was.
More or less, yeah. No, my name is Jaysen Buterin. I'm not supposed to be here today. I am the creative
Lawsuit!
trigger. That was just for him. No, him. It's weird trying to reach him. I feel like I'm juggling Scott's nuts right now. It's very odd. So it's going to be that kind of fucking show. I guess that's just what I'm going to. That's my show. I just came up with the shtick right now. Thank you, Scott. I'm going to talk to people and then just juggle their testicles while we have epic cinematic conversations. I'm not sure.
Okay, but you yourself are a filmmaker, and
I did that
you're a
once.
musician, and
Yes. No, I mean that about sums it up.
would you care to delve a little further into that, please?
Yes. I'm not the guy from the Black Crowes. I'm not Rob Zombie's little brother, although I did pull out at the concert once. Not the guy from Ministry, none of that either. But I do. I was lucky enough to write and direct a feature film called Kill Giggles, which is being released soon by Hollywood people that we can't say whose names they are yet. But it's going to be epic. If you love clowns, you're going to want to see the film. If you hate clowns, you're really going to want to see the film. Because I don't like clowns. I'm not fond of them. So maybe that'll be the point of my show. Is we'll kill clowns like for fun, for charity. We'll donate the money to. Right in proper causes and make the world a better place.
Move people around for lighting purposes, but Scott, Meaney, just be glad it's not killing puppets, apparently.
Thank God, I'm frightened already.
No, I got to draw the line somewhere. Yeah, I mean, puppets, aces, clowns, kill them, fuck them, need them, boys.
Having a hand up your ass is much more comfortable than getting killed, right, Scott?
And I'm so glad Joe didn't put the picture up. Thank you, Joe. It's very kind of you.
I don't even know what's going on anymore. Okay, we're done with Jaysen. No, I'm kidding. Jaysen, we're definitely going to be doing something with you on the Indie Escape. You have Diablo After Dark that you do, which I wouldn't mind transitioning over.
Yeah, no, that was usually just me drinking. Dugan would probably love this. Invariably drinking a lot of rum and cokes, and then just babbling on Facebook Live. And I'm like, I've got a show, and it seemed like a really good idea in theory. I want to move it to cable access, so I think that's going to be the big thing.
Sweet.
I think John's back. I'm not sure. Brandon, you had a busy weekend this weekend, and you're a filmmaker as well.
Yes, I don't have. Hey, Dave. Thanks, guys, for having me on. I don't have as much voice. I was at a convention all weekend, so just got back. But
John, give me 1 second. Sorry.
Sure.
I think he's. I think he may be a couple of seconds off right now. So go ahead, Brandon.
I'm good. Good. All right, cool. So Brandon E. Brooks, like I said, my voice is a little shot from a horror convention weekend. It was a long weekend. It's a lot of good times though. So what I'm contributing to this Indie Escape is basically the version of this prior to I was inspired by that George and Joe and David were a part of as well. And for me, I always said I would always hashtag Outlaws United. Every episode, because I felt like any of us, whatever we do in this business, we're outlaws because we're doing it independently and we don't have the big budgets or the big machines behind us. So my contribution to this is going to be called Industry Outlaws United, IOU for short. And it's because I feel like I owe a debt of gratitude to this industry for giving me inspiration to get up out of bed every day and to do this, and to whether it's acting, filmmaking, screenwriting, stunts, things I've done for almost 25 years. So what I want to do, what'll be a little bit different. I'm not just going to cover film. I also want to cover television, sports, music, art, all different types of art forms. And I also want to do it a little bit different. I want to do it from the perspective of not just the cookie cutter questions that everybody throws at people, just kind of get into like a little deeper with a lot of the talent to just I know a lot of things from people that I've worked with over the years that makes them tick, and they might not want to share certain things, but there are certain things that they would put out to the world, whether they like to sing or dance or crochet, whatever it might be. So yeah, like I'm not just going to ask like how was it to direct a film, or how was it to act on a television show or whatever. And I get a little bit deeper. So that's what I plan to do. And I guess we'll figure out the logistics on. It is Friday night, correct, Joe? Or
Yeah, Friday. I mean, yeah, Friday nights. Hopefully 10 o'clock.
Okay, that's great. Yeah,
I was waiting for him to say Sunday nights at 10 o'clock. Brendan, I think we actually met once or twice, but I wanted to tell you is that I've come across a lot of people that we both know, and a lot of people who I've spoken to in the past have nothing but wonderful, wonderful things to say about you. So you're doing something right, and you're making a name for yourself. And thank you for coming on The Escape. And Jaysen, you know I love you, brother. I'm so excited that you're
people say shitty things about you.
Yeah, Jaysen. Now you have a wonderful sense of humor, and you're one of those guys who, if somebody throws a jab at you, you just turn around and hit them with a left and a right. That just makes you awesome. Joe,
thank you, David. Thank you, David.
Yeah. Mr. Scott Meaney. I'll just take this one because I actually know Scott for many years now.
Yeah, me
Scott
and David
Meaney.
have known each other for a while.
Yes, you're looking a little pale, and sadly, I think you're dead. Your eyes have got X's in them.
Very true.
Scott's an amazingly talented. Joe, Scott Schiaffo, you're dear friends with Mr. Meaney, so maybe you should do his introduction.
That's very true. You were right on the right track. He is not only a wonderful human being, but through thick and thin, one of the most deeply talented people I've known. And it doesn't depend on the medium, whether he's writing, directing, doing puppet stuff, doing comedy, doing illustration. Scott illustrated my book. He's amazing at whatever he chooses to do. He's one of those guys that the talent is so raw, it chose him. He didn't choose it. So whatever he does, I'm always on board. He's an amazing guy.
Oh, thank you, man. You're amazing too. You know that.
You.
So Scott, tell us a little bit about, and I'm talking to Scott Meaney. Scott, tell us a little bit about what your program's going to be about.
Well, I died in a horrible mishap like years ago. It was an artist in poetry mishap, and now we're stuck on this thing called the Planet of the Dead. We've been forced to do this perpetual talk show that's just nonstop, and Joe Ridgely gave us the opportunity to broadcast it to Earth. And now we actually get Earth celebrities. We get like really cool things because we're just so sick of everything down here. It's so boring. But finally we get to meet, hang out with David and Scott and Joe and Brandon, everybody. It's
I thought you said
amazing.
celebrities.
Well, again, everyone's a celebrity. If you're alive down here, you're a celebrity. It sucks.
All right, Joe, I changed my mind. I want to be on that show.
Yeah, that's tripping me out.
You don't want to be down here. The food is terrible.
It looks like a Green Day album cover, man. It's kind of wicked.
Scott Meaney, let me introduce to you your new producer, Jaysen.
All right, hey, whatever. The more people, the more humans we can get into this thing, the better. Because dead people are just the worst.
He looks like he's in The Purge.
I love that movie. I wish we could do that down here.
So, Scott, your show will be on Friday nights? Is that what you said?
I don't know, honestly.
Or did I have the wrong night? Okay, what night, Joe?
We're working it all out. Who knows?
Working it out, okay.
Whenever we can get the signal up there, really, right? I mean, it's kind of hard. They try to block it from down here all the time. They don't want anything from down here up here. I guess it's Saturday. All right, well, then it's Saturday, I hope. Oh.
So you see a theme here going. We're looking to cover every night of the week. This is going to be the Indie Escape Network.
I like what you're doing, Joe. Mr. Robles. Is it Roblaise or Robles?
Robles.
Robles. I like that. There's
You want to roll that.
Hansel Robles was one of my favorite pitchers on the Mets. Do you know who he is?
No, I do not, but I will look him up.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, CJ Robles. How are you, CJ?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking, David.
CJ has become a dear friend of mine over the last couple of months, and I'm really, really looking forward to his show because he's been popping up on his platforms, I think, getting his show ready. Tell us a little bit about what you plan on doing on the Indie Escape, CJ.
Well, I first just wanted to say thank you to Joe, Scott, Chiaffo, and David for having this show, because I like doing the conventions. I like meeting people. I myself am an independent filmmaker, and when we all got put into the pandemic, I was like, oh no! Like first thing I knew was that my mental health was going to decline a lot. I knew things were going to start to happen that way. So one of the first things I started doing was gardening. And then one of the second things I started doing was a buddy of mine, an improv acting buddy of mine. We after class we would just hang out and we would talk about movies. And then I post a lot of movies I watch on social media. And then he was like, "Hey, I see you watch a lot of movies I like. We should just start talking about movies." And I go, "All right, let's start recording ourselves." And then in February I met Mr. Chiaffo through the Wizard World convention, and he brought me to you guys. And I kind of just I'm really happy to be here. I'm like, the show that I love like tuning into, I am now on. Like, I don't know how this happened. And just a little plug real quick, because I have my Mr. Hush right here with the signature. And then don't forget, we also have, there you go. We also have Mr. Scott Chiaffo's I Got Stuff. This is a great little short. One thing I do love about this show is just I'm in Texas. So one thing about the Indie Escape, we're all over the place. And I love the fact that there's someone there that's going through it and telling the things that they're going with their movies. I always feel like a lot of people try to be mystic about it, or they don't really want to open up about things, and you guys just don't care, and I love that. That really drawn me to this. And so I just realized now, I mean, Joe, I reached out to Joe and said he's about the escape and the Indie Escape, and he had told me, what do you think? And I was like, I have a website called, my podcasts are Side by Side Movie Podcasts. And that's me and my buddy Ben Garrett. So that's on YouTube. And we just watch two movies with a common interest. And then we just kind of talk about them and organically find the next movie through there. So like we started out with Eddie Murphy, and then just through conversation went through like Harold Ramis. And our episode number 7 is Kevin Smith. So we did Clerks 1 and Clerks 2, and the Chili's Gum Guy role just pops out to me. Like, so there's certain things, if I can talk to the Chili's Gum Guy, and then I'm talking to Scott over the months, as I've talked to everyone else, a lot of the, like I was saying, the mental health, I have a website called My Manic Movies, and it was basically just trying to be me archiving movies I watch, kind of just sharing what I love about them, what you could learn from them. And then, Scott and I been talking a little bit, and he has a big background in counseling. He's got a master's in it. So what I would like to do is do on Mondays, I'm the Monday night guy. Right after the end of the night, it's me. And then it's going to be My Manic Mondays, and it's going to be a combination of movies and mental health. Not necessarily trying to preach to anybody. Just I would like to just, if anybody needs exercise or somewhere to like go, I want it to be somewhere here where if anybody feels, especially now where we're just kind of stuck, if anybody just really wants to go and just hang out with us. And, I do a lot of exercises myself mentally and what I can do for like my issues. And I love watching the movies that y'all make. I love getting into them. I really, believe it or not, like with Wit's End, like I can learn a lot from that movie because it's a filmmaker movie and David made it by himself. Like, I'm all about solo filmmaking. Like, if you can make a movie by yourself and then put it up against like people that have $1 million budget and you can go toe to toe, I am there. I am. I don't know how those guys make those movies. I've been here in Austin, Texas for almost 20 years, and it's been hard for me. Plus, mental health and whatnot. But I've just been like, maybe I'm not doing it right, or maybe there's a certain thing I have to look into. But I don't know. But with you guys, it just comes natural. I've had the privilege to talk to Scott Meaney on the phone twice, and that was a great conversation. It's just an artist just to bounce ideas off. And I love the fact that we're all here, that we can help each other out and whatnot. But that's my spiel. Monday nights, My Manic Mondays. Come and check your mental health. And just anybody wants to talk about movies, the movie by Michael Keaton, Clean and Sober, that one really helped me out a lot.
Oh,
and if there's a movie out there that somebody hasn't seen that might need to be seen, I'd like to talk about it. And it might not need to be a big budget one. Just I love stories.
What you said there is absolutely wonderfully poetic, because what I love most about the indie escape and the end of the night, even from its very inception and the show that Joe and George did, I mean, I will just be honest with you guys, is what was wonderful about all of these shows is that it was a great mixture of unbelievably talented and sometimes really, really advanced and famous filmmakers and indie film makers, all just together in a room, kind of talking out, every aspect of the industry. And it was just super cool that some of these people that we adored growing up, or we have such amazing amount of respect for, are literally just sitting here shooting the shit with us and teaching us the process. And not everybody, not all filmmakers are as giving, and it really sucks, because the great majority of indie filmmakers, I feel there's like a competitiveness against, like one of my dearest friends, Ed McKeever, he comes up to he came up to events that I had. He helped me with promote films like Mr. Hush. We're both happen to be making a werewolf film right now, and if his werewolf film goes on to make $200 million, I'll be like a proud daddy. If my werewolf film makes $2, I'll be just as happy, because it's not, for me, it's not a competition. It's art, and we all should be pushing each other in the right direction. And if you take that kind of tact with people, they'll not only see it and appreciate it, but you become more of a community, and we all start to work together. And it's just wonderful when you take that approach, because sadly, some of the people who I've worked with along the way, and I put them in touch with some of my most famous contacts, they kind of turn it into like a competition, or they try to just make it an unpleasant thing, and it really never has to be. We all, at the end of the day, just want to entertain people. We all, at the end of the day, want to do something artistic. If you're doing this because you want to make money, go to college and learn a skill, because it's not happening. But if you want to do this because you have a voice and you have something that you want to say, and you want to have something get off your chest, or you want to do something artistic, or you're even just like the way shots are composed and the makeup of mood and texture and all those things are what appeal to you. Whatever your reason, as long as you're doing it for the right reasons. And that's why I love this community and this show. I'll stop babbling like a big buffoon. Joe, do you want to introduce Gabe?
Absolutely. But before I do that, you have a very valid point. And unfortunately, we're seeing this more and more on the social media platforms. It's becoming cutthroat for some reason. And there's really no need for that. No stabbing in the back. Why? It's just ridiculous. It really is.
Yeah, people you would never think. I mean, people who have done stuff that they should be, that's, speak for itself. Why get into a tit for tat with over petty stuff? It's just silly.
Yeah. I agree. Gabe.
Yes,
sir.
You would. Oh, I thought you want to introduce me. Should I introduce you? Want to introduce me to introduce myself?
You can introduce you. You didn't put your last name on there, so.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, I go by many names, but yeah, I'll get it. I'll fix it for next time. It's also it's a much more complicated name than any name on here. I think I went through this with you. It's Cymbalista. It's a Polish. Everybody thinks it's either Italian or Spanish. It's actually the Polish equivalent of the Russian Zymbalist, but we're not here to talk about the breakdown of the history of my name. No, I was listening to everybody, and there's so much, there's like almost like an infinite amount you could speak about when talking about movies, even with a single person. There's for me, like, okay, let me give a quick background. I am a video editor, photographer, and videographer. I only made 3 short films when I was in school of visual arts, and I played piano 26 years. And I just actually wrote a piano piece for an upcoming horror movie that's for the teaser trailer just came out this week, actually Friday. The movie's called Appetite for Sin. So I wrote a piano piece for that movie. I've never really written anything before except for one other person, but yeah, and you're talking about, I think CJ was talking about you guys were talking about the passion people have And Joe and David, you're talking about how people grew up. We grew up watching your movies and these guys' movies, and then get to know them and chatting with them. You know, I have Tourette syndrome, so a lot of my love for art, music, and film stems from a lot of the pain I've dealt with in my life. And that's, you know, Kane is one of those people I was able to resonate with in that, like Kane Hodder. So that's what I love about not just the horror industry and the film industry and cinema, but art in general, you know, and how relevant it is to film and horror, and even in horror films. And horror is probably the most misunderstood genre. You know, I got into horror before I even was diagnosed with Tourette's, before I started playing piano, and I watch it just as entertainment. You know, as a kid who got into this freaky horror stuff, and I grew a passion for it, and it went from entertainment to watching as entertainment to analyzing to observing to noticing things without even looking for them, to acknowledging names and characters and people and themes that some people are completely blind to. So, and on top of that, with all the shit I've dealt with in my life, I can curse here, right? Can I just blame my Tourette's if it's okay?
Absolutely. It's a freaking tip.
So
What the hell?
with all the shit I've dealt with in my life, like I crack a lot. Like you guys, a lot of you realize I say a lot of jokes, and they're not my jokes, but I like to make people laugh. Just like a lot of comedians, we like to, you know, transform our pain into humor or art or whatever it is. And like I made those short 3 films. My first short film at SVA was on Tourette syndrome. It was like a little bit of it had to be 2 minutes long, but I just threw something together, shot it in half a day with the equipment from the school. And though it didn't win any of my classroom awards, but like of all the 3 films I made, the one was a horror film that came out to be more of a comedy. The other one was more of a little bit of whatever it was. But the Tourette's film, as critical as I am, I'm most proud of it. And usually filmmakers, a lot of them we're our own worst critics. And a lot of filmmakers are bigger critics of their first film. But my first, short film is the one I hold as my favorite, that I hold dear. And when I got into a whole conversation with Michael Berryman over the weekend. I was in Monster Mania. Brandon was there too. And he was talking about his new book, and I talked about my book. And during the VIP party, we sat and he brought me to the corner so we could hear each other talk. And we got into in-depth conversation. He was telling me about his father and all these things that blew my mind. Because we both deal with neurological disabilities, and his is more. I think I can't go into it. But mine is Tourette syndrome, and it's different, but there's always similarities, and that's how. Just striking up a conversation, not just in an interview, but with anybody in the industry about the most random stuff. And you make friends, you connect, and then it becomes some deep conversation that stems into cinema and real life and even politics and social, social situations and current events. And what I'm going to do, part of what I want to do when I do the interviews is that I want to talk about misunderstood films, but what I mean by that is not films that were not rated or reviewed. I believe are not rated or reviewed correctly, but people don't realize underlying messages or connections to other films, but something more at a deeper level. I'm not just talking about Saw, because everybody who knows me knows the Saw films. I look at the deeper meaning behind them. But in a lot of films, music, I cut deep, no pun intended, into it, and I admire that. And like Lynn Shay, you all know who Lynn Shay is. I've spoken to her about, and she said, Gabe, that is exactly like the 4th Insidious film. As soon as I finished it, I messaged her. She got back to me and she said, Gabe, something about her character I spoke to her about that really resonated with her mother. And this is exactly how I felt when we made the film, she said. And I've been helping a friend of hers whose son was diagnosed with Tourette syndrome, and she changed my life, her friend. And it's like, though you grow up watching these films and these people look up to you, you admire each other, they change your life. And it's that connecting, it's that networking, but it's more than that. It's really touching hearts and minds and souls. and it's so much more than just technicalities and little details about the film, but how it those films and working on them and their real life situation resonates with those people who've worked on the films and how it affects them in real life, and back and forth, vice versa, all how it unfolds upon each other and unfolds and all across the board, and how people don't realize how relevant and how broad and that web expands. So
well, yeah, you and I have spoken in the background, and you've been speaking to some pretty big names, which is really cool. I got to show a picture real fast from this weekend, and it's the first time two Indie Escape members actually met in person, I think. So that was you guys at the convention on Saturday, right?
Yeah, and not only that, but a friend of Brandon's, who's actually Darren Lindhausman and Josh Stolberg have a clubhouse every week that I join in, like with a bunch of other people in the film industry. And a friend of Brandon's, Steve Barton, was there, and I didn't know he was there. I saw a photo, and I went up to him.
Uncle Creepy?
And yeah, and he got up. He gave me like this huge hug. I couldn't breathe, but like, and I told him like, yeah, Joe said you were on his show. It's such a small world. It really, really is, and it gets smaller. But I don't want to steal more time from everybody else.
Well, I see the pictures.
I'm not that greedy, but
yeah, you are.
Hey, Brandon, was Edward X Young at Monster Mania?
I did not see him, no, and I would have recognized him. Yeah.
The one thing that I bet that Scott Meaney right now wished we all shut the hell up so that his shoulder wasn't hurting anymore.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's like, when is this damn thing going to end?
Head puppets don't feel pain.
They feel very, very little. We basically, everything is just compounded into complete boredom.
I was going to say, I really enjoyed the pictures that Gabe posted, as well as Brandon with Uncle Creepy, Damien Leone, and I love Damien. But that's
he's one of the best audience I ever had with my puns. He's hilarious.
Well,
good people. Well, Mr. Madison, I'm almost thinking that we're past our time.
Oh, okay. Well, October 8th through the 10th, a bunch of people from this very show will be at the Sci-Fi Valley Con in Altoona, Pennsylvania. So if you guys want to come out, including myself, we'll have a wonderful, wonderful blast. Joe, do you want to let everybody kind of say their goodbyes one by one and where they can be found and when their shows are?
Okay. I would love to do that. I can see Jaysen just staring me down going, I could have been in bed a half hour ago, but whatever.
By the way, Jaysen, I love, and this may sound corny, but I don't mean it to be. I love your Facebook page because I see the wonderful relationship you have with your son. And it's, as a father, it's so awesome to see that
Thank you, sir.
there are people out there who truly, truly adore their children like you do, and keep up the good work. It's wonderful.
I appreciate that. Thank you. It means a lot. Thank you.
All right. So before we do this, I'm going to start dropping you guys down one by one after you tell everybody where they can find you and when we're going to see you on the Indie Escape. I want to thank everyone for being here. It was really awesome of you to take the time out. I know it was short notice, but really enjoyed it. Looking forward to working with each and every one of you. And now I am going to give Jaysen full.
Wait, can I say one other thing, Joe?
Sure.
Each and every one of you guys have carte blanche to show up on the end of the night whenever you wish, whatever guests we have on, whoever's on. If you guys want to come on the Vincent Price show, when you see that guest list, you're literally going to shit your pants. If you guys want to stop in and say hello that night, that's what this show and this community is about. It's about us all working together, all of us hanging out together, and all of us having fun together. With that being said,
and David's going to find a way to get more than 10 people on screen.
And I'll make sure not to take any stool softeners so I don't actually shit my pants.
You might actually shit your pants.
I'm hopefully metaphorically, not literally.
At the very least, you're going to shart.
Work it into your show. You're like every episode, somebody shits their pants, and you don't know, you don't see it coming.
I'm not gonna be in bed because that would be like, actually, that might be an homage to Sid Haig if I sit in bed and do it. You guys got that.
Jason, you ready?
No.
No.
You can find me in. It's not a basement. I prefer subterranean sanctuary. Sounds a lot better. Study.
Oh, nice.
I don't know what the show is going to be about on any escape. I have no idea. I'm making it up as I go. But I'm very thankful to Joe Ridgely for letting me be a part of this madness, and to everyone else, all the other beautiful people. I can't see the other squares right now, so I'm not sure who I'm rubbing at this point. But that'll be part of my show too. I'll just rub people.
Where's
Go back.
Han
Hey, that's
Solo?
a very brilliant, prolific answer. I'm talking about rubbing Scott's nuts. I'm like, I'm in the wrong fucking network. Or maybe the right one. I'm not sure. So yeah, I don't know. We might just eat tacos and drink rum and cokes and I don't know, talk about stuff. Feelings,
Jason,
whatnot.
Jason.
What?
What happened to Han Solo?
Did I get played off already? Oh no, Han Solo. I got a real grown-up job, so I had to take Han Solo to work, and I put him in front of the door. So when people open the door, they're like, "Ah, Jesus!" and it's Han Solo, and they freak out.
That's Han Yolo. Han Yolo.
Yeah, no, YOLO, fucking YOLO. I don't get that. It's like yeeting and shit. My kid picks up weird things from the fucking YouTube. I don't get it. I forgot what we were talking about. I got stuck in yeets and stuff like that now.
So if people wanted to find you on social media right now and your movie, where would they go?
Oh, our CB radio handle is ClownKiller666. Kill Giggles is a movie that I swear to the gods of filmmaking is going to come out. I'm hopefully in time for the Halloween holiday season. KillGiggles.com, Mad Ones Films is where we're at all over the social media, except Instagram, which is the Mad Ones Film, because I forgot the fucking password and they wouldn't let me back in. And then like CB Radio, or if you want to send us, let's start sending each other postcards. Let's bring back pen pals. There's a fucking apocalypse. We just bring back pen pals and start mail Satan.
Carrier pigeons and
all sorts of crazy shenanigans.
All right. Well, thank you, Jason.
Thank you for doing our show, Jay.
And we will be speaking soon. Thanks, man.
Yes.
And just so everybody knows, Jason did get me out of a lot of jams with the other host of the original show. Literally called him 5 minutes to 9 with a 9 o'clock show time, and he's like, "I'm in the middle of shaving, man, but yeah, why not? Let me get a drink." But
Pulled it off.
Pulled it off, and it was awesome. Thanks again, brother.
Of course. Good evening, gentlemen.
Yeah. All right, Brandon, you are next, sir.
You have no heart. You should have did Meaney next so he could put his damn arm down.
I'm doing fine.
He just bought brand new knee pads.
Okay, go to Brandon. Go ahead. Sorry, Brandon.
You could find me at SSC Brandon on Instagram. Also, my film page, it's titled Ill, starring Halloran and Katarina Lee Waters. That'll be done soon, hopefully out by, or at least done by Halloween time. And I'd just like to thank Scott, David, Joe for all the support. Even just liking posts, even beyond this show, it's amazing. Like the support that we've had in this forum here over the last year plus or whatever. So you don't always get it on social media like was spoken earlier. So it's cool with a lot of the cats that are on this thing, from Scott to my buddy Tim Melican. We're making some films through Subsoil Films, and so it's what's needed for the industry to continue to grow organically, because we're not going to get the help from the bigwigs, so we got to do it ourselves, and that's where the Outlaw show that I'm going to do comes in. So I just want to thank you guys for having me. So appreciate you. Peace out.
Always our
Absolutely.
pleasure,
Thank you.
Brandon.
I'm looking very forward to working with you, sir. We'll catch you later.
Thank you.
All right, now I'll let Scott do
Yes.
his thing.
All right. What am I doing again? Oh, that's right. All right. So we have a show on here. It's terrible down here. Saturday nights. You can find the live Scott's art on the Art of Scott Meaney on Facebook. You can Instagram and all that stuff. Before his tragic art and poetry accident, he was amazing on Earth, and now he has been reduced to this. I am just this on the Indie Escape. Joe Ridgely is helping us escape our sanity down here.
Awesome. Oh, too cool.
Thank you, Mr. Meaney, for joining us
Do
tonight.
you have an avatar or is just a puppet?
What puppet? What are you talking about?
Love it. Bruce Willis? You're talking about Bruce Willis. Oh, good. Sorry.
We'll see you next time, Scott. Thank you very much for joining
right.
us. It's been a
Good night,
pleasure.
everybody. Good night.
Good night. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a CJ by the toe.
Just let him go.
You know, it's like when Gabe added me on Facebook, I was just like noticing like boom joke. I was like, this guy, I like this. This is cool.
This
He's
is
just
about you right now. Why are you going on about me?
Sorry, dude.
Well, that's the whole thing. I actually brought up, and I'm going to bring it up on here as well. And I could see Gabe and CJ working together. I think they would have a good chemistry.
Ticking with the Tourette's too, but yeah.
Oh, no, that's fine, dude. Manic movies is all based off me. Manic depression is a thing I deal with.
So we're a ticking time bomb if you get us the two of these Pun Master Generals working
That'd
together.
be a great name, Ticking Time Bomb.
Exactly. We got to copyright that.
We'll have to put it on the TNT network.
And this is the one thing that draws me to the end of the night. And I'm just gonna say it because I don't care how Brown knows it comes. But you guys are real. And it's hard to find real people having real conversations about like movie sets and movie stuff. And one thing I do love is that Scott Schiaffo said, "Hey, reach out to me." And I've heard that before from actors and producers, but he was the first one to actually like reply back and be like, "Hey," I was like,
"You can call him a celebrity. He is."
Okay, celebrity. Yeah, for the most part, I'm gonna be on Monday nights, so we're gonna be My Manic Mondays, and let's see, I think sometime in September. You can find me on Instagram at CJ Robles 2.0. Let's see what else. Basically Facebook and YouTube. My show Side by Side Movies podcast is on YouTube, and we have I think 46, 47, or 48 episodes. I can't really remember. And then and then I have a secret podcast coming out. I did not mean to make it a secret podcast, but I've been recording a second podcast with my hairstylist for the last year, and it's got about 27 episodes, and it's called Rewatch right now. So I'll be posting those soon. But for the most part, I'm in the streaming world. I'm doing my first feature. I'm gonna do shoestring budget like Mr. Madison there. I don't care. I've done quite a few short movies, so I'm ready to step it up to the next feature I want to do, and I don't care how it comes out. I'm just gonna do it.
I like that. Tim just said the most explosive show on YouTube. It could be a thing.
CJ said something about a hairstylist. Did you see my post about the hairstylist, CJ?
Not yet.
Yeah, my local hairstylist got arrested. 15 years got arrested. Wow, for selling drugs. I knew him for 15 years. I had no idea he was a hairstylist.
So he got erected and arrested. Okay.
My vocabulary was
well. I'm also a motion graphic designer, so I have a background in graphic design. So I could already see the logo as a bomb with two wicks being like this.
It's good.
But I see Uncle Scott will be showing some segments on the Monday night. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But other than that, thank you, gentlemen, for having me. It was a pleasure. I'm here. I'm in 3D. I'm no longer just a little poop.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show, and you're always welcome whenever you want to pop on, CJ.
Oh,
Please feel free to stalk me as you usually do on social media.
The what?
Please feel free to stalk me. Everybody does it anyway.
Hey, I like the way you send the messages, though. We're having a conversation. So I'm just talking to my phone to Gabe, and we're just shooting messages back. And I realize I think
those voice notes are so convenient. I hate texting.
I love it. It's great. But sorry, I didn't need to take up any more time. I will see you when I see you guys. Thank you for
absolutely. Thank you, CJ. It has been a pleasure. We really do appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Peace.
Peace.
So
that leaves you, Gabe.
You saved the breast for last. I mean, I'm just hitting. I mean, ticking. Yeah. So I don't really know what day yet. I have to speak to you about slots. I do have at least one guest right now already, who's 100% down. I actually got to speak to you because one of the guests at Monster Mania is interested in it. But he said to go through you, Joe. But I'm speaking to a few people about it. But I have a guest so far. When are we getting started officially? I meant to ask you.
We're soft. Hold on a second. You're putting me on the spot. We'll talk about
I'm
it later.
sorry. Yeah, so let's talk about it. Because I don't really have a date.
Soft launch, I believe, is the last week of August, and hard launch is the first or second week in September.
Okay, so I'll be in touch with you, but right now I'm gonna give it an exact day. It'll probably be any night other than Friday or Saturday anyway.
Well, you didn't have those options anyway.
What?
You didn't have those options anyway.
Oh, good. So I'm in the clear, and I probably couldn't get Sunday anyway because I don't want to, conflict of interest with David.
Yeah, we're not going to conflict of interest with anybody.
No,
we'll talk about that off air though. But
what did you want me to other than that? What else?
You got social media.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Or?
I'm not used to being the last man sitting. So my social media is Gabe Bez Cymbalista. I should have really put the name up there because it'd be easier to know how to spell it. I'll spell it out. It's Gabe, as you can see. Sorry, it's a mirror image. Yeah, over there, in my hand. Space BEZ, space CYMBALISTA. My Instagram is Gabriel Symbols Photography. Basically my name, Gabriel. Last and the second word CYMBALS Photography. And I use that for a lot of humor stuff too, but I post some of the work I've done and the work I do. I have a reel and a portfolio, but it's a little more complicated to put on here because of the sites I use. But but those social media pages I use the most. I don't use Twitter a lot, really. So, and I don't use, I'm one of those TikTok or Snapchat or one of those guys.
Yeah, I don't even know what the heck that is. CJ just wrote,
I'm old school,
Tuesdays
but I'm
with
old
Gabe and CJ. Stay tuned to see who pops first.
Oh God, that doesn't sound kosher at all.
All right. Well, we are going to wrap things up. Gabe, thank you so
for
much.
doing the show tonight.
What?
I said thank you for doing the show tonight, Gabe.
Thank you for not smoking.
All right.
We'll be in touch soon,
guys.
See ya. He has that killer collection. He's a collector also, and he has an amazing collection of movie stuff, and he buys and sells. He can almost do a show on that alone.
Sweet.
But gentlemen, I want to thank you again for allowing this. David Lee Madison's The End of the Night. It was organized chaos somewhat.
I don't know, Joe. I don't think any of us failed to get the memo that we're all family here. And if you're super excited about something, we're super excited about it too. So we all go down together, as the great Billy Joel once said. We all sink or swim. Sink or swim. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And you see, this is what's going to confuse me because other people have access to the Indie Escape, and I don't know who wrote
And I'll tell you, it isn't me.
And it wasn't me. Okay. So Indie Outlaws coming. Okay, so it was Brandon. Yes.
Brandon.
Industry Outlaws United. I love that.
You know what's wonderful? All of them seem to have really, really great personalities. They all have really, really cool ideas for their show. Even though Jaysen says he doesn't have an idea, of course he has an idea because he's just so clever. He's funny, and he's going to do a wonderful show. And I'm really honored to be on the same network with all those guys. It's going to just really rock.
Thank you.
And I just found out something that I'm losing Scott Schiaffo to CJ Robles' show. So it was nice knowing you, Mr. Schiaffo. Thank you for. I'm glad CJ dropped that bomb on me, and
no, I just straighten this out right now. He's asked if I would do one show on my mental health counseling background and my master's degree because his show deals with mental health. So I'll be a guest.
Mr. Schiaffo, I don't give a flying fuck. I'm teasing.
Well, David, is it a good time to let you know that John Dugan's taken over for me?
Oh, okay. Can we have subtitles? That would be awesome.
Yeah. He needs a computer and the internet. He apologized earlier. He said that he wanted to say goodbye to everybody, but he kept cutting in and out. So
John's
yeah.
actually incredible. He's one of those people who is incredibly funny, just without effort, and that's awesome. People like that are awesome. So next week we're going to return to a more I don't know, regular for this kind of show, train wreck, and we'll be talking about, I don't know, same kind of stupid shit that we always talk about. Mr. Shaffer, do you have anything going on that you want to share with everybody before we call it a night?
Well, I want to thank everybody for all the support, as always. I want to thank my lovely and talented partner in this life, Carrie Werner, a.k.a. Jewel Carrie. She popped in a few times and made some really sweet comments. Behind every knucklehead, there's a wonderful woman, and that's her. Thank you guys for always being supportive. The last couple of weeks, I have been crazy busy with, as we all know, Clerks 3 is shooting. I'm part of that. And I'm also working with Ernie O'Donnell on one of his projects. So juggling all that and doing my regular stuff has been pretty crazy. I almost feel like I've been a little out of touch. I'm not on social media nearly as much as I was. But just again, everybody's been wonderful. And I really enjoy being a part of this. And looking forward to future shows. Looking forward to the Halloween special. And just all good stuff, man. Thank you all again. And David and Joe, you guys are the men.
Thank you.
No, you're the man.
I'm the man.
You're the man.
You the
Like
man,
that
I'm the
Spider-Man
man.
where they're all pointing at each other. This was a great escape. Thank guys. Lots of laughs and a few learns. Schiaffo is awesome. You know, it's always funny. Joe is awesome. Schiaffo is awesome. And it's never like Dave's awesome. I'm starting to like get a complex.
David, you are
Yes, Joe.
awesome.
Oh,
You are awesome.
when you guys actually said that and meant it, I think I'd have a stroke.
I smile.
I get more love from Tiffany Shepis. That's kind of horrifying.
Woo!
You know, she should have been on tonight. She could have been like the drill sergeant to whip all of these guys into shape.
That's true. Carrie Warner, Love Fest.
Joe, is there anything that I forgot that you want to add?
Absolutely. And Kerry is absolutely right. I mean, we get along, the three of us get along great. We would do anything for each other. So don't think that we don't kind of like Dave.
David knows that aside from our on-camera personas, that my personal relationship with him over the last 10 or 12 years has been a wonderful addition to my adult life. To find an adult friend at this age, because I'm old as hell, somebody you can really be close with and know you could trust with your deep stuff. Because it's not easy a lot of times with having been part of the film business a while. You don't always know who's really a true friend and who's just kind of trying to buddy up for whatever reason. But David's the real thing. And his friendship means the world to me.
Boy, you're going to be upset when the book comes out.
Ah! Tell all my dirty secrets.
Yes. What kind of taco you like to eat when we're out at Adult Friend? There you go. With that being said, thank you everybody who was on the show tonight. Gabe, CJ, Jason, Scott. Who am I missing? Brandon. Did I miss anybody else? Mick,
Jason, Mick,
Kurt, and John. It was just a wonderful show. I'm so thrilled that all these guys are coming on board. Maybe they could actually do a good show, and I could go and nap on Sunday nights.
I can actually tell by your enthusiasm.
What?
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 My enthusiasm about what? What? With that being said, thank you everybody for joining us for our lovely program. We'll be back next Sunday. Are we on next Sunday? I know you have something coming up one of these weeks. Is it the first week of September?
That may have all changed. I'll get in touch with you. We're good for a week or so.
Okay, so we will be back next Sunday, same bat time, same bat channel. We'll have somebody on who's way too famous to talk to buffoons like us, and we'll just have a great time. And with that being said, remember, no man is a failure who has friends. Have a great week, everybody.